I said earlier that when I was asked to chair this conference, I was told it entailed one key job. That job was to find a keynote speaker. Now, given the somewhat tumultuous events in world financial markets, I didn't have to think very long. I said I've got just the right person for the job, Don Brash. Don's one of New Zealand's leading economic and financial policy advisors and has a very wide background in public policy. He's currently Chairman of Wilkinson Wealth Management and the Director of ANZ National Bank and Transpower, the state-owned enterprise controlling New Zealand's electricity grid. He's an adjunct professor of banking in the business school at Auckland University of Technology and an adjunct professor in the Faculty of Law and Management at Trobe University in Melbourne. He was a member of the New Zealand Parliament between 2002 and 2007, including a period as leader of the National Party between 2003 and 2006. Before entering Parliament, Don was Governor of the Reserve Bank for almost 14 years. And during his tenure running the New Zealand Central Bank, inflation in New Zealand was reduced to its lowest level for several decades. He consistently met government-set targets to keep inflation within 3% during his time as Governor, and during his tenure, interest rates dropped from double-digit to single-digit percentages. He also presided over significant changes in banking supervision within the New Zealand approach, emphasising public disclosure by banks regarding the nature of their assets and liabilities. Under his governorship, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand established a new model for the relationship between government and central bank. Not totally independent like the Bundesbank in Germany, and not one dominated by government, as is typical of most central banks of the time, but to one where government and central bank agreed on in public about the inflation rate to be delivered by the central bank, where the central bank had full independence to run monetary policy and to deliver that, and where the central bank's governor was held accountable for inflation. As an aside, let me say that as an Australian, our economy escaped much of the adverse effects of the global financial crisis, and this has been in part as a result of considerable government stimulus and their strong trading relationship with China. But we also escaped some of the worst due to our strong financial regulation, with our banks being less exposed to the toxic assets as a result of good central bank stewardship of the type that Don was responsible for in New Zealand. It's true to say that Don was widely complimented on his governorship of the Reserve Bank. Prior to his time, Don's career spanned a wide range of organisations. He spent 5 years in Washington working for the World Bank Group, including a year on the staff of the Pearson Commission in International Development, before returning to New Zealand to head up the investment bank Broadbank Corporation. In the 80s, he was Managing Director of the New Zealand Kiwi Fruit Authority and later Managing Director of the Trust Bank. In the 80s, he was also appointed to chair the advisory panel on the Goods and Services Tax, a committee which designed New Zealand's GST, and 4 subsequent consultative committees set up to advise the government on various aspects of tax reform. He's also been a member of the New Zealand Monetary and Economic Council, a member of the Committee for Inquiry into Inflation Accounting, and a foundation member of the New Zealand Planning Council. He has a PhD in economics from Australian National University, with his thesis on American investment in Australian industry being published in 1966 by both Harvard University Press and ANU Press. He holds a Master of Arts degree with first-class honours in economics and a Bachelor of Arts with majors in economics and history from the University of Canterbury. Now, it's quite a resume, and one of which Don should be proud. It also means that we're indeed fortunate to have Don as our keynote speaker. Despite my somewhat pessimistic view of economics, I've also grown up with the adage that there are those who can do it, and those who can't, teach. Don's shown the rare ability to cross the divide and move from theory to practice, and practice it very well. He's in fact a very good doer. So given the conference theme, challenges and opportunities, Don's background and experience mean that there are few people better placed than him to discuss this theme today and provide some insights on both what has occurred and what is likely to occur and what it means for us. His address today will deal with the prospects for the world economy following the global financial crisis, and will discuss continuing imbalances in the global economy, imbalances with potentially far-reaching consequences. And then at the conclusion, he'll take questions from you. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Brash.